Hello, it's Sonia here with The Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today we are going to be making another 18-inch doll project. And if you're not familiar with 18-inch dolls, if you've heard of the doll American Girl, they are 18-inch dolls. There's Australian Girl dolls, Canadian Girl dolls, there's dolls called My Life. There's some other ones that I can't think of offhand, but there's a whole bunch of different 18-inch dolls. So this top, we're making a top, should fit a variety of 18-inch dolls. And this is going to be like a summery top, and it's actually a companion piece to the skirt that I made a week ago, so it's going to match the skirt. But you don't have to make it to match the skirt. You can make it to, you know, match other pieces in your doll's wardrobe if you like. So I am going to be using the same mint green that I used before, and if you watched that video, you heard me say I was running out of that yarn, and I was, but I found another ball of it. So now I can make the matching top. So I am still using my G hook, or 4.25mm hook, and I'm also going to be using some white as some trim for the top. But you can certainly make it all in one color if you would prefer. So this top is actually made side to side, and we are going to be starting in the back, and we are going to chain 6. So I have 6 chains here, and we are going to half double crochet in the second chain from our hook, and you can work in your chain however you like. And we're going to continue to half double crochet across. So now this yarn I am using is closer to a fingering weight yarn, but as I said in the previous video, you could certainly use a decate weight yarn for this project, or a very light worsted weight. So what I mean by that is like a Caron Simply Soft yarn, or I know Knit Picks worsted weight yarns tend to be a little bit of a lighter weight than a traditional, let's say a Red Heart Super Saver worsted weight yarn, or like a Caron 1 pound worsted weight. Those are a little bit heavier. So you can probably get away with making this project with slightly like a lighter worsted weight. Alright, so I have 5 half double crochet here for row 1. This is going to be made in rows, and this will be the right side. So we are going to chain 1 and turn, and we are going to single crochet all the way across. So I'm single crocheting in that first stitch and just single crocheting across. So this is row 2, and we will have 5 single crochet for row 2. And we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So row 3, we're going to half double crochet again. So we're going to half double crochet in that same stitch there. And we're just going to half double crochet across. So what you want to do is we're going to alternate rows 2 and 3, working a single crochet row and a half double crochet row. And as I said, I am not sure how many rows I need. I am making this, I have an idea in my head, but this is the prototype of this project, but I think it'll be okay. Alright, chaining 1 and turn and working my single crochet row. So I'm going to go off camera, work a couple more rows of 2 and 3. So row 2 is a single crochet row, so that would be the wrong side. Row 3 is your half double crochet row, which is the right side. So I'm going to do that off camera, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I ended up working 15 rows. So I ended on a row 3, which is my half double crochet row. So now we are going to work a chain. So this is half of the back of the top. So we are now going to be starting to work on the front. So we are going to chain 8. So we have 8 chains, so this is going to be row 16, so it's actually going to be a wrong side row. So what we want to do is we're going to single crochet in the second chain from our hook, and we're going to continue to single crochet across this chain. So we will have a 7 single crochet from our chain. So 1, 2, 3, 6 and 7. And we have 5 stitches here, 5 half double crochet, so we are going to work 5 single crochet in each half double crochet. So we'll have a total of 12 stitches for row 16. And then row 17, we'll chain 1 and turn our work. And this is going to be a half double crochet row. And we're just going to half double crochet right in that same stitch. And just continue to half double crochet. And then row 18, we are going to work a single crochet row. So you're just going to be repeating your half double crochet, single crochet rows. So for this will be for the front of the top. So I'm not sure how many rows we're going to make here for this top. As I said, I'm making this right now. I've got my doll next to me as my prototype to work on the sizing. But I have an idea in my mind, so hopefully this is going to pan out. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to work my half double crochet and single crochet rows. So I'll let you know. You'll see right away how many rows you'll need to work, and I will meet you back. Okay, so here is my top. This is the front here. So I ended on row 36. So now we need to work on the other side of the back. It's going to go like that. So this is a wrong side row, row 36. This is a row 2. This is our single crochet row. So we are going to chain 1, turn our work. So now we need to work the half double crochet row. So half double crocheting in that same stitch. And we are going to work 4 more. So we want to have a total of 5. Whoops. Yep. Keep that hook in that loop there. There we go. So we're going to have 5 half double crochet like we have for the other side. Okay, so that is row 37. Chaining 1, turning my work, and we're working single crochet. So this is row 38. So I'm going to work my half double crochet, single crochet rows. I will let you know how many we need to work, and I will meet you back. So just keep working half double crochet and single crochet rows. Okay, so I ended up working 50 rows. So this is a single crochet row. This is a wrong side row. So here we go. Here is our top. This is the front. So this is the wrong side facing, and this is part of the back, and this is part of the back. So now we are going to join these ends together. So you want to have your right sides facing. So here is the right side, and we're going to fold it like so. And I'm going to chain 1. So we've got our right sides touching. This is the wrong side facing, so we're just going to slip stitch across the ends of row 1. So here is row 1 and the ends of row 50. So I'm inserting my hook at the end of row 1 there, and then in the ends of row 50 in that stitch, and just working a slip stitch. And this is just the back seam. It's not really going to be shown too much. Made that stitch a little tight, there we go. Okay, so we have slip stitched across those ends, so now I'm going to turn it right side out. So here is the back of our top, and here is the front. So you probably weren't sure where this was going, so this is where it's going. Okay, so now I'm not cutting my yarn, as we are going to single crochet around part of these edges here, and we're going to create some armholes. So to work these armholes, we are going to chain 1. We're going to single crochet right in that same stitch there, and we're going to work 7 more single crochet evenly across until we have 8. So I have 7, I need to have 8. That's all right. It's always good to count and double check. So let's double check again. Yes, so we have 8 single crochet. So what we need to do is we're going to make an armhole. We are going to chain 12. So I have 12 chains. So now we're going to go to the front. We're going to skip this whole section because this is going to be the armhole. So now we are at the front of our top. So in that first corner, you're going to work a single crochet, so we have that single crochet in that first corner, and we want to work 23 more single crochet evenly across the top, so we will have a total of 24. I'm going to do that off camera, so I'm going to work my 24 single crochet across. So again, you want to have a total of 24. Okay, so we have our 20 single crochet across the top. So now I am going to chain 12 again. Okay, so now we are going to turn it around to the back. So what you're going to want to do is, so this is your seam and you want it in the center of your top. So this, we're just going to eyeball this here. So you are going to attach your chain 12, so right about there I think, and we're going to work 8 single crochet across. So we're just eyeballing this. So there's stitch 1. Okay, let me check and make sure I have my 8 stitches. Yes, I do. So what you want to do is join in your first stitch. So this is round 1 of the armholes and edging completed. So you're going to have a total of 40 single crochet. And so now we're going to work round 2. I'm still going to use this green, and then I think I'm going to switch to white. So I'm going to chain 1. We are not turning. We're going to single crochet in that same stitch. So I'm working 1 single crochet in each stitch. So now we are at our chain. I have my 8 single crochet, so I'm going to single crochet around this chain. I'm going to single crochet 12 single crochet since we have 12 chains. Now if you want to work in the chain, you certainly can, but I'm not going to. So I'm just working around this chain. So I want to have 12. Let me just do that off camera so I make sure I have the right amount. Alright, so I have my 12 single crochet around my chain, and stitch count is important, so you want to make sure you have the right amount here. So now I'm just going to single crochet across in my 24, and then I'm going to single crochet around my next chain 12, and then I will single crochet in my last 8 stitches. So I'm going to do that off camera and I will meet you back. Okay, so I'm at my last stitch here. I'm working my single crochet, but I want to change to my white, so let me grab it. So here we go. I'm just finishing off that stitch with the white. So at the end of my round 2 here, I'm going to join with a slip stitch. My first stitch, I'm going to have 64 single crochet for round 2. Okay, so you can actually cut the other color. Now you don't have to change if you don't want to, but I want a contrasting color. So I'm done with this one. I'm going to cut that one. And now we are going to work round 3. So we actually will be turning our work, and you will understand why in a minute. So I'm going to chain 1. I am turning. So what we want to do is we are going to be working in the back loop of our stitches, and we are adding a decorative shell trim. So in my first stitch here, I'm working in the back loop, and I'm going to work a single crochet. And I'm going to skip my next single crochet and I'm going to work a shell stitch. So a shell stitch is 5 double crochet all in the same stitch. So the reason why we turned is because I want, this is going to be, let me finish working my shell stitch first and then I'll explain in case you're confused where this is going. Okay, so I wanted to hang down like that and I want the front of the stitch facing. So that's why we are doing it like this. Okay, so we have our shell stitch. So we're going to skip our next stitch. Now we are going to work the repeat. So the repeat is in the back loop. We're working single crochet. We are skipping our next stitch. We are working our shell. So 5 double crochet all in the same stitch. And then we're going to skip the next stitch. So it's a 4-stitch repeat. So it's single crochet is the first stitch, skipping the stitch is the second, the shell is the 3rd stitch, and skipping the next stitch is the 4th. And we're just repeating that all the way around in the back loop. Now, as I said before, you do not have to use a contrasting color. If you do not want to, you can certainly keep using your original color. So I'm going to keep going around here working my trim and I will meet you back. Alright, so I'm going to finish up my round 1 here, or I mean not round 1, round 3, sorry about that. I'm joining with a slip stitch in my first stitch in both loops. Now if you want to just cut your yarn here, you can, and just have the 1 row of the shells, or the one round, I'm sorry. But I think I want to have 2 rounds. I think that's going to look really cute. So for round 4, we are going to chain 3. So if you like it with just this one round of shells, then you can certainly cut your yarn, but if you want to add another one, then you can follow along with me. So we're chaining 3 and we're going to work 4 double crochet all in that same stitch to create our shell. And now we are going to skip 2 double crochet and we're going to single crochet in the next one. So an easy way to remember is you're just single crocheting in that center stitch of your shell. So working that single crochet, and then in your next single crochet you're working a shell stitch. And you're just going to repeat that all the way around for round 4 here. So skipping 2 and then working that single crochet. So I'm going to keep going here and then I will meet you back at the end of round 4. Okay, so I am done my round 2. So to finish up, you're going to want to join with a slip stitch on top of that chain 3. Did I say round 2 again? I'm sorry, this is round 4. Round 4, come on, round 4. I don't know where the round 2 is coming from. I guess because it's the round 2 of the shell stitch. I don't know. But at the end of this round, we will cut our yarn. And then your little top is all done, and I think it turned out so super cute. Really like this design. I think it's so sweet. Now, if you're finding for your doll, just some tips here, that if it's a little too big or a little bit too small, you can completely customize this pattern. So this is the back, and we worked 15 rows before we started the front. You could work less rows. You can measure it up to your doll before you work your chain here. You could work more chains than we worked here. We worked 8 chains. You could work less chains. You could work more chains. You could even work, if you wanted a little bit thicker on the bottom here, you can certainly do that, make it wider. We have the 5 stitches, but you could add more. And you could also add less rows for your front if you're measuring it up to your doll. And then, you know, just finish up the back here and slip stitch it like we did. And as far as the armholes, if you needed to have a smaller chain, you certainly can do that than the 12 that we have. Then you could work less single crochet around. So what you want to make sure that you have is when you have your final single crochet before you do your shell stitches, you want it dividable by 4. So we have a total of 64, which is dividable by 4, so that you can work your shell stitches. So I said before, easily the pattern's very customizable. You know, you just have to play around with the rows a little bit if you find that this might be a little bit too big for your doll or a little bit too small, then you can certainly add more rows and adjust as needed. So what you're going to want to do to finish this guy up is, of course, weave in your ends, and then to dress your doll, I suggest having it put the legs in and then you shimmy it up, slide the arms in, and then continue to shimmy up the top. I wouldn't suggest putting it over the head. I think it would be a little bit too difficult, and you might hurt, especially American Girl doll, you might hurt the doll and rip the arm out of its socket, and you don't want to do that. So I hope you enjoyed this project, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.